Alright, I gotta go back and I gotta retitle that. Alright. Hello YouTube, how you guys doing tonight? I'm back. Um okay. Um I'm gonna do something a little bit different for the channel tonight. We're gonna be talking about a YouTuber that I have been watching lately, and I want my thoughts, excuse me, and um discuss that and everything. And we're gonna MLB the show, the Yankees franchise, if y'all going to come by and join me. But I want to discuss this uh dude named Faithful Sheriff and everything, and talk about that and discuss this and like get my thoughts on what I think about him and everything. I know a lot of people have been doing documentaries have been talking about him, have been throwing their hat in the ring discussing this dude and everything, and I think it's interesting some of the takes on him and stuff. Um, but I wanted to discuss that and talk about that and everything. And we're gonna go over some response videos, some videos that I want to discuss. The dude's been um compared to the burnt peanut, which did not know who the burnt peanut was until I watched him too, and he has pretty much copied his phrases, his words for word, his style, and his persona for VTubers. He's basically made himself a peanut just like him and his copy, and the dude is apparently obsessed with the burnt peanut, and apparently he decided to copy him, and it's like the dude woke up one day and copied the dude's whole entire um persona and everything. And it's become quite popular over the years with YouTubers. They use avatars and personas and different images to represent their personality and who they are. And I get it, that's very big now. And because people don't want to put their face on camera for people to see. Not because they're trying to hide anything, but because it's just easier to edit and make content and do videos. Um, by putting yourself into a character or an image that you can talk on through, you can talk to through, or discuss things through, or make things with. And VTubers are quite popular. They've become quite a big thing now. Mainly like anime avatars and things like that and stuff. And discussing things like that. And this dude apparently claims to be, anyway, we'll go over it in a minute, but like he went by the faithful sheriff, and then he went by uh uh Dr. Winster. He apparently copied two YouTubers. He copied Dr. Disrespect, and he copied the Burn Peanut. And he is known for the guy is known for going on Fortnite and talking to younger kids about religion and God and stuff like this, and he's just cringy. He's in his 40s. I don't know, to tell you the truth. He talks a lot to minors. He doesn't do it anymore apparently because he's got a lot of backlash, and he changed his avatar to a cat because people say he's a copycat of the burnt peanut and everything. And he's just cringy. He's in his 40s, married with a child, and he's going on Fortnite trying to convert people to religious ideologies and God and stuff, and that's not how you do that, man. That's not how you do that. Um, and everything. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute because I understand I understand where he's coming from. Um, but that's not the way to do it. And going on a game like Fortnite where people are trying to relax from their day or get away from the real world or not have to deal with politics and religion and all that stuff, which this dude does, is not a good way to, you know, present your arguments or your what is it? Your point of view to convert people to your religion or your particular beliefs. And the last thing people want to do is have someone else's beliefs shoved down their throat. And that's what this dude does. And he annoys quite a lot of people, and he's got a lot of trolls, and people have made fun of him. They've called him a predator. I mean, I don't know, and everything. He's he told a 9-year old Santa Claus wasn't real, and that it was a pagan religion. And he also said that he told a Muslim kid that he's gonna go to hell. Said you'll basically die in your sins and everything. And I get where he's coming from, but I don't know. That's really up to the parents what their child deals with, and everything. But this dude going on there basically seeking out kids to talk to and get to know and discuss things with and try to make conversations with and other people is just it's cringe and it's weird and it's strange and it's just not a way to get people to come to your beliefs and everything. And that's just I don't know. The guy told a Muslim. I mean, the guy told another kid that what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said either a SWAT team, either uh SWAT or fireman. And he said, well, good, you can go work for ICE. And the kid doesn't even know who ICE is, and it's like I don't know. He's like saying that going to help ICE and everything, and then immigration is custom enforcement, you know, people that deport illegals. But like, that's I don't know. The guy is just cringeworthy and everything. It's like he doesn't have enough. It's like he has too much time on his hands. He doesn't do anything else. I don't even know if he has a job to begin with. Doesn't even seem to go to work. His main thing is streaming, and he does it on Twitch and YouTube. I watched a little bit of his channel. He does GTA 5 RP, and he did Tarkov, which he did Escape from Tarkov. He did Rust. Somebody messed with his Rust server, and he's done a bunch of different games. But I don't know. He's like I just don't. He's just cringy at the most. It's just a copycat of other YouTubers, other creators, and people that have gotten bigger, and he's just copied off of their coattails and chasing their coattails for clout and views. And it's like this dude, it's like a lot of creators a lot of Christian and religious creators where he, in my opinion, is doing this for attention and views and clout and to ride the wave per se. Because when people don't agree with his view on God or Jesus, he shoves it down their throat. He tells them that you're wrong, and he just, he messes up their. He doesn't know how to start a conversation. He's kind of what is he? He's um he has social issues, and I don't know. It's like he doesn't know how to like talk about anything else besides religion and God, and sometimes he talks about politics, but it's like when they don't agree with his stuff, it's clearly he tries to keep pushing it on them and telling them to do it and to believe it, and do you think that Jesus is the Son of God, and all this stuff, and these are things that you don't talk about on like games or in public or with people or with in certain situations. This guy obviously didn't wasn't taught this because you just don't bring these stuff up around certain things. And this is more related for something like going to church or probably in another private setting or something. But I don't get it. Okay, I don't get why he and doing this to little kids in 40s. That does kind of make him out to be a pedo and a predator and somebody who, in my opinion, is a little bit weird. Is seriously seeking out kids to teach about God and religion and Jesus is the Son of God, and all this stuff and all these things and his beliefs is not up to this dude to teach these kids. It's their parents. So, it's something that's just weird. He's a weird dude. And another thing is he's in his 40s and he has this avatar. He has these avatars where people can do this thing where they can like pay for sound effects of farting and everything and stuff, and it's juvenile and just cringy. And he's, I guess, trying to seek the attention of the younger audience by making those things seem funny or something or whatever. But I don't know. He's just weird. He's a weird guy, and I don't know. I've watched his stuff. I've seen people make videos on him. I watched a documentary of June the King on him yesterday, and I was like, I mean, you're in your 40s trying to push religion, God, and everything on people, and everything. It just doesn't go down well. And then you force it on them, and then you force it down their throats when they don't agree with you, and that's just not a way to do it and everything. And you have copies of several YouTubers and the Burnt Peanut and everything, and it's just he's a copycat of other creators, and he's not that good, and it's just cringeworthy to say the least, and everything, um, and stuff. But we're gonna go over some videos and discuss it. Um, let me see. I don't think he's a predator. I don't think he's like meant to do people any harm, but he does have a problem with forcing his religion and his beliefs down people's throats if they don't agree with him or they don't tell him what he wants to hear. And he spreads God and religion and other things on platforms that's just you just don't do that in politics and everything. And he's just, I don't know, cringy and doing it to little kids. Because there's a lot of kids that play Fortnite. It's very popular. It's a very young generational game, and a lot of kids play it. And I guess this dude woke up one day. He he had an epiphany. He changed, and he was the original. He was somebody. He had another name, and then he changed himself to um Doctor Witnesser, and then he became the faithful sheriff. And the dude just woke up one day, and he had a change where he said he became um a different person, and he sort of had what he said he sort of had what a lot of um Christian content creators say you have it's a born again experience and you change, and he didn't do half the things he used to do, and then he started, and then he wanted to go, and then he tried to try his luck at streaming, and he failed. So he decided to um he said he decided to consult God, and then he believed God told him to go and preach uh you know uh about the Bible and everything to people and younger kids and the people on other platforms and Fortnite. So I don't know. This dude just has a has a weird um he has a weird way of doing things. Let's see. All right. So we'll go with this one first. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he calls himself a chud. A chudster is basically a person that doesn't believe in cussing, doesn't believe in using certain things, and doesn't believe in certain aspects of Christian culture because it's against God's supposed um against it against what he says in the Bible. Basically, that's what it says. Unfortunately, this is going to be very religious and off topic, so just letting y'all know that. I just want to say something real quick. I can kind of get where this dude is coming from. I kind of can, because I had my own experience a couple of years ago where I was going through a tough time in my life for 3 years, and my dad was really sick, and he was dying, and he was suffering from he had a terminal illness with ALS, and it was really hard on me. Um, it made me very depressed and in a bad state, and I was looking for answers around that time, and I did nothing but stream and do content and shit like that, and I was very upset, and um I lost my channel about a year later. My dad, well, my first off, the biggest thing that hit my life that really changed everything for me and really made me look at the world differently was my dad passed away uh June of 2024, and I had a change in me as a person because I was really upset. I was depressed. I was in a bad state. Uh, fuck. Well, that sucks.